Michigan to Charlevoix. Charlevoix occupies an isthmus between Lake Michigan and Lake Charlevoix with the short Pine River running through it. As we go through the walk, we'll see a number of historic sites, especially some mushroom houses, which I'm sure everybody here on the video is looking forward to seeing just a little bit later on. But this first structure that we see is a lighthouse that was originally established here in 1884 to guide ships through the improved Pine River Channel. That's that channel that you see here to the left of us that we're walking along. In 1890, an oil shed was added, and in 1898, a life-saving station was constructed just north of the lighthouse. After 63 years, the original structure, which was facing terminal deterioration, was replaced in 1948 with a new steel tower. The light was relocated to its current position on the south pier, but it incorporated the lens and lantern from the old structure. The design of this new light shares some elements with the Alpina light, and it was initially painted Daymark red, as we see today. Charlevoix gets its name from Father Pierre Francois Xavier de Charlevoix, a French explorer renowned for his travels across the Great Lakes. Legend has it that he spent a night on Fisherman's Island during a severe storm. At the time, the Pine River Valley where we are was believed to be inhabited by Native Americans. The Odawa and Ojibwe communities thrived in northern Michigan before the onset of European colonization. The European-American settlement of Charlevoix began in the 1850s, primarily driven by fishermen who had arrived by 1852. In the early years, Charlevoix residents found themselves in brief conflict with Jesse Strang, leader of the Strangite Mormons and self-proclaimed King of Beaver Island. Tensions between the town's inhabitants and the Strangites escalated, leading to a gunfight in 1853 known locally as the Battle of Pine River. When townspeople refused to surrender, a man called for jury duty on the island. Jesse Strang was subsequently assassinated on June 20th, 1856. As mentioned earlier, many people come to Charlevoix to see the historic Earl Young mushroom houses, but many people don't realize that he also designed many other structures here in town. One of the first structures that we see on our left over here is the Weathervane Terrace Hotel and Suites, occupied by the Weathervane Restaurant. Some people don't realize that the Weathervane Tower Suite is concealed within the hotel, and it stands as a hidden gem designed by Earl Young in his very distinctive style that we'll see much more of here later on in the walk. This secret residence, unbeknownst to many, is a hallmark of visiting the Weathervane Tower Suites and Inns. As we head up these steps into the downtown area, we'll get a great view of the Memorial Bridge. This bridge was constructed for just under $1 million and opened in June of 1949. A plaque affixed to the railing bears an inscription that this bridge is dedicated to those heroes of Charlevoix and vicinity who made the supreme sacrifice in World War II. This bridge, known for its historical significance, has an operational record of opening and closing over 3,500 times a year. However, the frequency of these movements has occasionally led to traffic congestion extending to the city limits on both sides of town. As we head into the beautiful downtown area, we'll learn a little bit more here about Charlevoix. The Charlevoix Sentinel, which was founded in 1869, became a prominent newspaper in the region for the next 60 years. Lake Charlevoix, formerly Pine Lake, was strategically altered in 1869 to facilitate lumber and boat traffic connecting it to Round Lake and dredging the Pine River for navigation between Round Lake and Lake Michigan. In November of 1873, the arrival of rail operations in Bear Creek, now the town of Petoskey, which is about 16 miles north of here, marked a huge transformative event. Passengers and goods traveled through Petoskey to Charlevoix via boat or stagecoach. Between 1868 and 1884, the Army Corps of Engineers widened the Pine River Channel from 75 feet to over 100 feet and increased its depth from under 6 feet to about 12 feet. In 1876, Charlevoix gained port of entry status and became one of the busiest ports on the Great Lake. Lumber mills flourished as the forests along Lake Charlevoix were finally accessible for harvesting. In 1876, John Nichols consolidated Charlevoix's lumber operations into the Charlevoix Lumber Company. It was a significant local institution for decades. At its peak in the late 1800s, the company annually shipped out over 40 million board feet of lumber before depleting much of the peninsula's resources. Charlevoix was a crucial fueling stop for wood-powered steamships on Lake Michigan. The village itself was incorporated in 1879. In 1880, members of the First Congregational Church of Chicago formed a Chicago Summer Resort Association, now known as the Chicago Club. Early citizens played pivotal roles in establishing institutions such as the Louis Grand Opera House, as well as the Methodist and Congregational churches. After World War I, northern Michigan remained a popular resort destination. In 1918, real estate agent and self-taught architect Earl Young began crafting his distinctive mushroom houses and other structures from locally sourced boulders. We're heading up here and we're going to be seeing those mushroom houses in just a bit. In 1926, Pine Lake was officially renamed Lake Charlevoix. During the Prohibition era of the 1930s and 1930s, Charlevoix became a haven for Chicago area gang members. The Colonial Club, which was a restaurant and gaming establishment, was frequented by influential figures. A converted lumber barge served as a speakeasy sailing between Boyne City and Charlevoix. A murder aboard one of the ships and increased department scrutiny led to the scuttling of that vessel, which now resides at the bottom of Lake Charlevoix. Established in 1882, the First Congregational Church, which we see here, holds a rich history. Members acquired this lot in 1883, and the construction of the church was finalized in 1885, with churchwomen actively organizing social fundraisers to contribute to its financing. The building stands out for its unique stick-style motifs. Noteworthy additions include stained glass windows that were installed in 1884 and a half-ton bell that was crafted from Michigan copper in 1886. To our right is the Harsha House, which is a meticulously restored Queen Anne-style home that dates back to 1891. Today, it's part of the Charlevoix Historical Society Museum, and it's a testament to the region's rich historical past. This beautiful home was donated to the Society in 1979 by Anna Harsha. Inside the museum, you can see rotating exhibits as well as an extensive collection of photographs, documents, books, and various other artifacts which contribute to preserving and showcasing the cultural and historical treasures of Charlevoix. The post-World War II period after 1945 saw significant changes come to Charlevoix. Following World War II, the village faced economic challenges due to industrial restructuring as well as changing travel preferences with increased reliance on automobiles and airplanes for tourism. The manufacturing base in town, especially the lumber industry, diminished, and train lines ceased operations. Many of the larger tourist hotels also closed that left many buildings downtown empty. However, in the early 1960s, new redevelopment as well as a nuclear power plant and a cement plant stimulated economic growth in the village. Charlevoix was home to Michigan's first nuclear power plant, which was called Big Rock Plant, that operated from 1962 to 1997. As we walk through this beautiful neighborhood, we're now heading towards several of the historic and famous Earl Young mushroom houses. These houses are a collection of unique and whimsical homes that were designed by Earl Young, who was an architect and a builder. These distinctive houses are located primarily here in the downtown area of Charleville, as well as in an area just about a mile or so away. They're known for their organic, fairy tale like appearance. Earl Young, who lived from 1889 to 1975, had a distinctive style that incorporated natural materials such as local stones and featured curved lines, sloping roofs, and as you will see here, very irregular shapes. One of the first Earl Young homes that we see is appropriately called the Mushroom House. It's situated here at the intersection of Grant and Clinton, and it stands out as the most frequently photographed among Earl Young's creations. This residence captures numerous iconic elements that are characteristic of this renowned local architect. You'll notice that the house resembles sort of a button mushroom, and it has very rounded forms, a sinuous and curved roof line, a sheltered entrance. Many have very whimsical chimneys as well as other distinctive features. The term mushroom houses is often used to describe these homes due to their resemblance to mushrooms with their rounded shapes and organic designs. Earl Young's creations blend seamlessly within the natural surroundings as he often incorporated the landscape into his design. Some of the more notable features of the mushroom homes include such things as stone construction. Young used stones gathered from the shores of Lake Michigan as well as other local areas to construct these homes. It gave them a very unique and earthy appearance. The other feature that you'll see in these homes are sloping roofs. These roofs often have a whimsical, almost fairy tale like quality with gentle slopes and irregular shapes. Here, coming up in about 2 or 3 minutes, we're going to see one of the more historic homes with a very unique sloping roof made out of thatch. Many of these homes blend in and harmonize with their natural environment, and they appear to have emerged organically from the landscape. And finally, these homes, rather than following traditional architectural norms, the designs embrace irregular shapes and unconventional forms, making each and every house truly distinctive. These mushroom houses have become iconic in Charlevoix and attract visitors interested in architecture and unique designs. Some of the well-known mushroom houses in Charlevoix include the mushroom house that we saw, as well as one that's called the Hobbit House, and another that's basically just a half a house. These charming and enchanting homes have made them a beloved part of Charlevoix's architectural heritage. I hope you enjoyed this Wandering Walks of Wonder tour through historic Charlevoix, Michigan. If you've been to Charlevoix, leave a comment about what your experience was like and some of the things that you found most interesting in town. Or if you visited the mushroom homes, which one is your favorite? Also, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and we will see you on our next Wandering Walks of Wonder adventure. Take care now. Bye bye.